Happy Tuesday, the 1st of August. How are we all doing? I hope that we're safe and well. A little bit of sunshine out there today, and hopefully the rain stays away. The wettest July on record, as we know, you don't need me to tell you that. Those who couldn't be with us, get well soon, and those who are on holidays, enjoy, and we'll see you back at class next week. Fantastic weight loss in the month of July. We're doing absolutely fantastic. We're setting goals and then we're demolishing them. So lots of awards given out. Make change to see change. Food diary, drinking our water, portion size. Be very careful coming into a bank holiday. It is only one extra day, but it can sabotage our journey. Even if we fall off track, no matter what, get to class next week. Remember, Monday evening class gets moved to Tuesday evening on the bank holiday. Same time, same venue, everything the same. Except different day, of course. So this week's talk is titled 10 Rules of Life. So when you put this into Google, a lot of different rules will come up. This is the one that's nearest to, let's say, a weight loss journey, and that we can apply it in our life as well. So up first, what we have is to be present, to be in the moment. So it's a little like what I was saying in the class. Where we sitting in class and thinking what we have to do after class, what we have to do tomorrow, what we have to do later on, or where we in the moment and listening to the information, taking it in and thinking how we're going to apply it in our own lives. So it's very much not to be worrying about tomorrow or worrying about the past because it's gone. The time that's most important is the time that we're in now, the moment, the seconds that we're living in. So like that, to be present, to be mindful of what we're putting into our mouth, to think basically before we act. Is it worth it? Is it what we really want? Or are we doing it out of an emotion, maybe boredom or different things? Number 2 then is to give it time. So we have to give our journey time to reach our destination. It's a little like, say we go on a road trip, you might put it into Google Maps and it says it's going to take 1 hour, 30 minutes. We set a time then that we have to leave the house, maybe if there's going to be a bit of traffic. So we know what time we're going to reach our destination. So for us, we have to give it time. Okay, so let's take the month of August. We're obviously on the 1st. Let's make the most of those 5 weeks. Really challenge yourself, set down goals. £2 a week is obviously £10, which is a close size. Then we can talk about the C word, which we've been mentioning in class, which is roughly 20 weeks away. But let's focus on the here and now, the month of August. Set a goal, £7 to £10 is very realistic and very doable. Number 3 then is to be grateful. There's always something to be grateful for. I know when we're in that dark moment, sometimes we can't see it. Sometimes what I find to do is send a message to myself, type down 3 things that I'm grateful for. It could be like the kids have their health, have a roof overhead, with food in our belly. Simple things that we're grateful for, because there is always, sadly, someone that is worse off than us. And I think positivity breeds positivity. It's like negativity. When we're around someone that's positive, we're like a magnet. We don't want to leave their company. Like so, when we're around someone that's negative, we're watching the clock, maybe avoiding them crossing the street or different things. So when we're grateful, we attract that positive energy into our life. Number 4 then is to exude kindness. So we live in a world that's, let's say, not so kind. A couple of years ago, when Caroline Flack sadly passed away, the big motto at that time was to be kind. And everyone was applying, and you could see that people were starting to be kind and kinder to each other. That's kind of gone back out the window again. So we just don't know what's going on in someone else's life, and that comes twofold back on us as well. So exude that kindness. Maybe say to someone, how's things, how are you doing, how are you really doing, rather than the Irish, oh yeah, grand, yeah, how are you, yeah, grand, yeah, kids, grand, yeah, grand. Number 5 then is to let it go. So choose your battles wisely. Sometimes we just can't fix everything, and sometimes we don't need to get into a big conflab about it, just to let it go, because otherwise it's going to take away from our peace. It's maybe going to make us overeat, maybe miss our class, make the scales go up. So it's really important to let things go, because sometimes we can harbour things, then lose night's sleep and everything else about it. Is it really worth your time? If not. And sometimes what I find great, if I'm in a situation maybe where I'm asked a question I feel uncomfortable answering, I say I just have to go to the bathroom, or I'll come back to you on that, leave that with me. So they're 2 good ones that I find have really helped me. Number 6 then is don't compare. So don't compare ourselves to anybody else. Okay, you are unique, as we talk about our twins that's in the class. Even identical twins don't have the same DNA. The only comparison you need to make is to yourself. Okay, and be a better version of ourselves, because sometimes we compare ourselves to maybe celebrities, maybe a next door neighbour, maybe a sister, maybe a friend. There is no comparison. You are you, and that's what makes you beautiful. Okay. Number 7 then is to take responsibility. So sometimes we love a partner in crime, say, he said get a takeaway, she said we get an ice cream, the kids bought this in, the kids bought me a box of chocolates, I had to go out and meet my friends a couple of times this week. Take responsibility for what goes in here, and also for our life choices, okay, because that is a knock-on effect. But to really take responsibility and not to try and fix everything, like what we talked about in the Tuesday morning class. Sometimes we jump in trying to fix everything and feel that's our responsibility to fix everyone else, but it's not. Okay, we have to look after ourselves, number 1. Number 8 then is to embrace change. So we have to make change to see change. If we're getting same old results, let's say on the scales, then we need to make change. We need to take on board what I'm saying, even if it's to prove me wrong, to say I'm going to show her this week. Show me. I want you to show me. I want you to have that fire in your belly. Number 9 then is to cultivate resilience. So like when we have a bad week, do we throw the towel in and say, I'm not going back there, that scales is wrong, that Clodagh one doesn't know anything. These are things that we can say. Or do we come back and say, do you know what? If such and such can do it, I can do it. Get that fire, as I said, back into the belly, cultivate resilience, bounce back rather than think negatively, because then you're going to spiral out of control. Think positively and spiral upwards. The sky is the limit, okay? Your last one then is to see the light. So there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And it really is to buy out the opportune time. You really have to make sure that you invest this time into you, into your journey, into your health, your physical, your mental health is really important to see the light, because there is always something positive and something to be grateful for. So your little motto for this week is, your life does not get better by choice, it gets better by change, okay? So your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. So we must make that change to see change. Be careful coming into bank holiday, folks. I just threw out in the class as well. You might give me a bit of feedback on this. Rather than a recipe every week, because what I've noticed is the recipes are being handed back into me, maybe with the food diary that hasn't been filled in with your membership card. So therefore I know the food diary hasn't been filled, and also the recipes aren't being used. Sometimes it can be a waste of ink and a waste of paper. So I'm very open to suggestions. If you have something else that you would like to see there instead of recipes, maybe give a recipe once a month or once every 2 weeks, and then every other week something else. So I'm very open to suggestions. Please do send me any suggestions that you have. I'm wide open to it. Any positive or negative feedback, you know the drill, to let me know. But I want you to have a fantastic week. Enjoy the bank holiday, but not with food and drink. And no matter what, we're going to see each other next Tuesday, whether it's the morning class or the evening class. Have a fabulous week, everyone. Big hugs and kisses to all. Video doesn't want to end.